And it's off to the seaside and our friend Lee Charles. Now, Lee, we were going to speak yesterday, but your son very selfishly needed picking up, didn't he?
Yeah. Yes, he did. I didn't get Alexa to remind me, but good afternoon, Benjamin. Anyway, good afternoon.
I'm
Nice
not
to
going
be
to say I'm not going to say her name because you will hear her imminently. If don't worry, you're only going into my ears.
Yes,
So
don't mention that name.
Yeah, don't mention a war. Anyway, but we are going to mention Blackpool and their start to the season so far. And I don't know, a lot of people looked at the three promoted teams and looked at the trajectory last season. And Blackpool, I mean, you and I joked it was virtually a 30-game run towards the end of the season. Fantastic run under Neil Critchley. And looked at the three promoted teams and where they were going to stack up. And after a bit of an iffy start, there's been a brilliant run. And currently, Peterborough 23rd, Hull 21st, and Blackpool 12th, sailing on into the distance in 12th place. How's it been for you, Lee?
It's funny because we kind of did this last year, didn't we? You know, I talked to you last year, and if you remember, I was very enthusiastic about Blackpool. I thought we were going to get automatic promotion in pre-season. We'd beaten Everton. Well, we didn't beat Everton. We drew with Everton, but we were 3-0 up after 10 minutes, and they got it back to 3-3. We went to Liverpool, we're 2-0 up, and they pulled it back to 2-1 at half time. Then he changed their whole team, put a lot of kids in, and we got beat 7-2. But like every Blackpool fan was thinking, you know, this is it. We're going to romp this league. And I was so I was so full of it last season, and it all started off bad. And then we played Ipswich and, you know, your team at home.
Well, that was because we spoke directly before that game, didn't we?
That's right, we did. And you smashed us 4-0, I think it was. And from then, that sort of like started off our run. And there was only really a blip against you again, who we never beat. It's, you know, you're a total bogey side. We've never ever won there, have we? And it's at Portman Road, never ever. So that record still remains that we've never won there.
Might be a while.
Yeah. So it was an amazing run, and Blackpool by the time we got to the end of the season really were the best team in the league. We beat Peterborough. We beat Sunderland home and away, and we were just, when we went into the playoffs, we smashed Oxford 3-0 away from home and drew 3-0. 3. That's all we need to do, draw 3-0 at home. But we're all going to Wembley thinking Blackpool are going to do it as we mainly, well, nearly almost always go up at Wembley. So everyone was confident. Of course, we beat Lincoln, and we're in the championship.
It was a very assured three games in the playoffs, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, and. Then, we started seeing the bookies. The bookies were all having us as, favourites to go down. You could get great odds on us, winning anything, and pretty bad odds on staying up. It was, absolute bookies favourites to go down. And, the feeling in Blackpool was that, the bookies just didn't know much about us, and Sky didn't know anything about us. There's no games on Sky. We have now. We've got QPR. They finally given us one, but they were just, Blackpool were going down, and we thought, I don't know. A lot of Blackpool fans, me included, are thinking, you can always double promotion, and just, what I'm like, Benjamin. I'm a believer. I start off believing, and we had a bit of a dodgy start, should I say. It didn't quite go our way. Cardiff came down. They were, big, they're like playing the old Arsenal, of days gone by, big tall players, and we were a bit unlucky against them, to be honest. First half they're a bit all over us, and then second half it was more Blackpool, and they just caught us on the break and got another goal when we thought we should have had a penalty as well down there. Then Coventry came and they beat us 1-0, and they got this like ridiculous handball goal that came across, hit him under the arm as he had his arm up here, the striker, and then bounced off his nose into the net. Like hit his arm, hit his nose, and into the net, and they let that stand. Although Coventry were a decent side, but we thought we should have got a draw there, and then went to Millwall, and we had a man sent off, which was.
But that was an encouraging one, Lee, because I was doing my Saturday Super Stream then, and I saw Connolly get red carded. Yeah. And I thought, well, that's that one done. Home win. But it was a real fighting performance. And like a minute a minute away from getting a point or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really cruel. And the thing was, he gave them, the referee obviously, sent a player off. Then Blackpool get in the lead from an amazing goal from Lavery, and then the referee gives them a free kick for just like nothing. But really, two guys, everybody was they were knocking the ball up in the air just to jump up in the air, give them a free kick. They scored a wonderful, free kick. We were right behind it, just beautiful. And then they score, like you say, in with a minute to go, but they were offside. There was like 3 players clearly offside. And you just thought, bloody hell, this is I was saying to Jane on the way back that this is how it goes when you're bottom of the league. When you're not doing well, it all goes against you, doesn't it?
Or so you think it does.
Yeah. It just does, though. I've even seen it, when we're near the top and you're playing a team bottom of the league, and they come to Bloomfield Road and they might batter you, and you have a bad day and you still beat them. It goes off somebody's backside into the.
It's just that momentum, isn't it?
It is. It's just that I don't know. The things go against you, don't you? And I said to Jade, I think we might be going back down. Never mind, going up. And then we had Huddersfield at home, and that was a really weird game because at half time, I was interviewing people at half time, and everybody was like, "Oh, Blackpool are going to win," because we were playing really well. And then they just came out and they scored 3 goals in like boom, boom, boom. It was like, I don't know what happened to us. We fell asleep for the first one, dead soft on a corner, and then the third goal. Well, I don't know. Marvin Ekpiteta was trying to do something in the corner.
Oh, it was
miskicked it, hit somebody's head, bounced across to some guy that was just stood in the middle of the penalty area, unmarked, and scored. We're thinking, what on earth am I watching here? But from
that moment on, though, Lee.
Yeah, from that moment on, and that's pretty similar what I was going to say to like
very
last
impressive.
Season. Yeah, because from last season it was the same thing. You beat us 4-0, and that just sort of turned us round. And it's for the same. That Huddersfield game at home just seems to have transformed us, and we're looking. On Saturday, I would say that is the best first half, or the best 45 minutes that I've seen from a Blackpool side since Holloway. They were unbelievable. And then on the other side of the coin, we lost Lavery to it looks like it might be a hamstring injury. Then we lost Keogh, who for some unknown reason is turning into a world class. It's quite amazing with Keogh, because I don't know if you know much about Blackpool, if you've ever been to Blackpool, but Blackpool fans are very, very, very loud. It's not like anywhere else you will experience. It's just unbelievable, and I've noticed it more as I'm going away on all these away days. We're doing this football tourist guy, and every ground I go to is like a library, and I'm thinking, God, this is unbelievable, because you kind of get used to how loud Blackpool is. But with Keogh at the start, there was a lot of fans getting on his back, in the pre-season, saying he was a bit old, bit slow. He seemed a bit slow, and he was past it. And there was the sort of the very loud partisan part of Blackpool, which actually stand in the north, have kind of taken him to heart, and they're like 100% behind him. So whatever he does, they're like cheering his name, just to pass, they're cheering his name, they'll be singing some other song, and if he does something good, they're just straight on him. It's like, Keogh, and the whole place is, and it seems to have like transformed him. Like, he was getting better and better and better, and battling, and he's fire. We score a goal, he's going to the crowd. He's just absolutely, he's like a man possessed. So I don't know whether the crowd have just like lifted him, but then he got injured. He went off at half time, didn't come back out for half time. And then we lost Maxwell, the goalkeeper, as well. So we lost our goalie, our centre half, and our main striker in that game. We had no subs to play, to bring on the second half, because we had 2 players that went down and looked like they were going to go off, but then they managed to carry on. But Blackburn Rovers were like a different team in the second half, and we really did. It was the Alamo on Saturday. The second half was, honestly, it was, but we battled, for everything. But oh my God, sometimes I need heart attack pills. I think these things are coming in, and the pressure, and it was exciting. But we got through it, and we beat Blackburn, which I didn't think we would. I really didn't. When I was looking at the fixtures, I never, we got 10 points out of 12, which Middlesbrough away, and then Barnsley at home, and then Hull was, we should have won. We should have won it all. We were down to 10 men. And we let them get an equaliser. For some unknown reason, we were still trying to score we're still trying to get another one, and they caught us on the break with 10 men. I just ridiculous with like 5 minutes ago. So it could have been 12 out of 12, but yeah, things are a lot brighter here on the Gold Coast.
So who's been the pick then of the Blackpool players? So you're going to pick me out one.
Oh, can I pick out 10?
No. 2, maybe.
Well, obviously Lavery's getting all the
rightly so. What a signing.
Because he's on fire, isn't he? And your defense will be terrified when we come to you but he's injured. So
hopefully that's not a bad one. Yeah.
Jane would say that Bowler at the moment is the one that really he
scored the goal against Fulham, didn't he?
Yeah, he is. If he just had a really good final ball and a really good shot on him, I'm telling you, he is the next Lionel Messi, because he's got, honestly,
Lee, my friend, that's the difference between a Championship player and a Premier League player.
He just hasn't got
floor, isn't it? Yeah.
He's a bit. You never quite know what he's going to do with the final ball, but for excitement, he's one of those players, and you'll love him just like I love him, where he gets the ball and there's nothing else on his mind but to go past that defender. He's gonna run at him. He's gonna run at your defense. He's gonna have you backing off. He's gonna be trying to take you, and he's gonna get past you any way he can. And I like that kind of player. So much you see, don't you? Where I don't know whether your team are like ours, but you go forward, come to a bit of a brick wall with the defense, then you pass it back to midfield and it goes across, and you go down again, and you get so far, and then they pass back again. But Bowler, no, he doesn't know anything about passing back. He just has one thing on his mind. If he's got the ball, he's coming at you like a rocket. And he's honestly, you can feel the crowd go up. Everyone's out the seat. All these like old Dodgers sit in front of us. The minute Bowler's got the ball, they're up. Because you just feel them. You can feel it coming as he's. The crowd are like, "Whoa, here he comes!" And it's not always successful, and he does lose the ball. But my God, honestly, he's a really exciting player. I don't know what they've done to him. He's unbelievable. But we've got. Neil Critchley is probably the one I'd single out more than anybody, because he's just unbelievable. I've never known a manager like this guy.
It's gone pretty swimmingly all so far, hasn't it? Right, Lee.
But there's loads of fans saying Critchley out. A couple of weeks ago, it was Critchley out. I'm like, what are you on about? This guy's like, I don't know how you're going to. I don't know. I'll ever replace him, to be honest. I'm just hoping it's a bit of a a long-term project for him, because they're going to be doing a lot with the academy, and they're building a new training ground, everything, and they're trying to get the academy going, and he's all part of it, and I think he's kind of bought into it, and he's loving the fans, and it's just great.
Right,
he will be an England manager. I think he's a future England manager.
Let me push you, Lee. You could wax lyrically about Neil Critchley all day, but I will stop you now. So I need an old school grade, a GCSE grade, as our Middlesbrough friend says earlier, for Blackpool and Critchley, and the start of the season. I don't think you'll need to go down as low, but I've banned F for people, though I'm sure you're going to be far more positive than that. What grade are you giving Blackpool?
Can we go to an A+ or A++? Does it go that high?
You can go what you like, Lee.
I think at the moment, I think I'd have to go for like a B. I think, because the start was not good, but like the way I'm feeling at the moment, I'm feeling like an A++.
The league table looks very much like an A, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's beyond the moment, really. Realistically, I mean, I'm always saying promotion, everything, but realistically, most Blackpool fans would have just been happy, just like being safe. Just finishing somewhere above the relegation zone.
Rightly so, yeah.
Yeah, and people were saying, well, if we could just mid-table. Really, the main goal is to finish above Preston. You know what I mean? That's if we can, that's it. For every Blackpool fan, we just get above Preston. And they lost. They were losing. They were winning 2-1 at half time. Were they on on Saturday? Yeah, the 2-1 up, and then they lost 3-2. So we went to 12th. They've gone to 18th. So that's like. That's wonderful. That's really good. So I'd love to get playoffs. That would be a dream. That would be the dream. If we can get in the playoffs, that would be a really dream.
Well, I had to
But
say,
you can finish, top half of the table.
Yeah, I was just going to say, from an outsider sitting there and they're above that line in 12th place it's a very, very impressive start.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? And it's one of those things, and I've said it for many years. When Blackpool got in the Premier League, obviously, Holloway did miracles, but the Blackpool fans just roared them into the Premier League. It's hard to describe, but there's nothing quite like it. It's like we were like we went to Bournemouth, and if you watch my video, you'll see it there, because I was away at Bournemouth. Well, I've gone to all the away games, but we're away at Bournemouth, and we go 2-0 down, and we go 1-0 down. The Blackpool fans are mental as the game starts, but cheering, and all the rest of it. We actually never stopped singing, but the minute the goal went in, we went 1-0 down. We got louder, and then when we went 2-0 down, we got even louder. And we just went louder and louder as the game went on, and we pulled it back to 2-2. And I just, as a Blackpool fan, I've always felt like I've got them in the Premier League. I feel like that, and it feels like that at the moment. The crowd are just like unbelievable, and really behind them. And if we go a goal down, they don't give up on them. And yet, I watch away fans, and the minute they go a goal down, that's it. It's kind of game over. But Blackpool fans are just. Well, we are, we sing with the nutters from the sea, and basically are basic crackers here. We're not right in the head in Blackpool. I think there's something in the water, but yeah. So we can do anything. We believe.
You can see it in the background there. Before we wrap up, just give us a real quick plug for the channel.
Yeah, it's Lee Charles TV. You find us on YouTube at Lee Charles TV. That's what it is. You can also search for our Football Tourist Guide, which is the new thing we're doing, which we're actually enjoying. Jane has always been one of these that she reviews pubs and beer and food and all that sort of stuff, and she writes a blog on it. But we decided to kind of make it a holiday, like a mini break every time we go away. So the football. Because she was saying, like, if you follow Blackpool away, it's going to be so hard. So that was her opinion at the start. So let's have a weekend and do some touristy stuff. So the football, we have a good time, whether we win or lose. You know what I mean? So that's what we started doing, and so far it's we've been pretty good away from home. So it's not been too bad. But it's great going away and discovering towns and cities and things, because I've never seen enough of England. I mean, we did Hull last week, and Hull's amazing. Honestly, if you ever get a chance to go to Hull, I know it gets bad press, but God, it's amazing. We went in the deep.
My late grandfather used to say, "You don't want to go to hell, Hull, or Halifax." His words.
I don't honestly. Hull. It was joyful. We had such a we had a really wonderful time, and it's there's a little harbour there with boats, and it's just the whole thing. They've made a street that's all very tricky, and there's designer pubs and shops, and it's just really, really nice. And I can't say enough about Hull. And Bournemouth was great. Bristol was great. We've had some great times. We didn't stay in Middlesbrough though, 'cause it was Jane's birthday, so we stayed in Whitby.
Very nice too. Brilliant stuff, Lee. Keep up the good work. And
you too. You're doing really well. And how many are you on now? I think you're rocking it, aren't you, with subscribers?
No, we don't keep our eyes on that. We just talk football and try and enjoy it with everybody. You go mad if you look at that.
Well, you're popular, that's what
Well, we try our best, Lee.
You're
keep up the good work, my friend, and I will see you very soon.
Yeah, likewise. It's been a pleasure as always.